Welcome back to another Joe Mullally sharing space.
In 1995, a man created vision boards in his small home office. He cut out pictures from magazines depicting material things he wanted, trips he dreamed of taking, and so forth. He would glue these photos onto a board, then spend time looking at it, visualizing himself enjoying each one of his posted desires. The boards hung on his wall. He looked at them regularly. Then life moved forward. Years passed, and he relocated a few times during those years. Then in May 2000, he found his dream home located in Southern California. It was 7,000 square feet on 6 acres of land and blessed with spectacular views. He had been living there only a few weeks when one morning at 7:30 his 5-year-old son wandered into his office. The boy sat down on some boxes by the door that had been in storage for over 4 years. The boxes had not been unpacked. "What's in the boxes?" the little boy asked. "My old vision boards," his father replied. "Your vision what?" The man simply smiled and opened one of the boxes to show his son clearly what he meant. He pulled out the first board. There were many small pictures on it of watches, bracelets, and the like. Looking over it all, he saw how he had gradually acquired most of those items down the years. He paused and smiled at the memories. Then he pulled out the second board. As he surveyed this board, he slowly began to cry. There on that board was a picture of the house he was living in, not a house similar to it, not a house in the same style, the actual house itself. The very home where he now stood was depicted in a photo on that board. 4 years earlier, he had cut the picture from Dream Homes magazine and glued it to his vision board for reference. He had now been renovating this house for a year. He had moved his family in. He had unpacked countless boxes, but not once had he remembered those vision boards still sitting in storage, until his son asked this simple question. In that moment, standing in his office with tears streaming down his face, he knew he was looking at something profound. The vision board he held here had worked out in ways he most certainly could never have imagined. He could scarcely believe he had manifested for himself the very house he posted on the board. The image he had focused on many years earlier had manifested its way into the real world of his present-day reality. And the most fascinating thing was, he hadn't even remembered putting that image on the board. The first time I came across this amazing manifestation account was in the well-known movie from 2006 called The Secret. Surprisingly, the most important key to the successful outcome in this story was not emphasized at all in the movie itself. Now, the art of manifesting things is a very interesting and very popular subject indeed. First, of course, you must sit down and decide exactly what it is you wish to manifest. Okay, that's a no-brainer, I know. Second, you get yourself into a strong emotional wish fulfillment state. You saturate your entire being by summoning a deeply felt desire and a confidence that you will achieve complete success. This is where all those well-known processes of visualizing yourself, having it and creating vision boards for it all play out. Third, you set aside time to intensely focus on your chosen prize every day over a few weeks or more. I'm sure you know all this because all the modern recipes contain various versions of these exact steps. However, almost all of them leave out the fourth and most crucial step of them all. A step that is always emphasized very strongly in every traditional practice I have ever come across. I'm talking about the vital step of forgetfulness. You see, our ancestors knew from experience that after these first 3 steps, this fourth step of totally forgetting the manifestation thing entirely was also necessary. They understood that when you do this, you hand over this emotional ball completely to the universe. It has to restore balance. To do that, it needs to drop it, to ground it, to release it. And the only way it can release it is to manifest it. So that is what it does. It uses the easiest, most direct way it can find to drop that ball. Tradition also warns that if you don't instantly forget it, then you're far less likely to succeed in your manifesting endeavors, because in truth you're still holding on to the energy yourself. A kind of manifestation is working for you, to be fair about it. You are actively manifesting the fact that you don't have it yet. In other words, you are reinforcing the emotional lack of it by not forgetting it. This is rarely, if ever, what you want. You can see this same forgetting step even in old Christian practices like the novena, a group of prayers which were recited for a special intention and offered directed to God. After the prayer regime was completed, the whole thing was handed over to God totally. The petitioners trusted with absolute certainty that God would fulfill their intentions. And so, as a demonstration of their faith, they forgot about it and carried on with their lives. In the story here, the guy in The Secret movie explains in great detail how he manifested his new house. However, the movie itself stressed over and over the first 3 steps outlined above, but failed completely to emphasize the importance of this last, most crucial step. The fact that he had totally forgotten the contents of his vision board completely was the major key to why his whole manifestation exercise worked out so powerfully. So that's it then. Instantly forgetting it, dropping it, and trusting it are of the greatest practical importance. This is easy said, but as you might imagine, it's not always an easy thing to do, especially after you've put so much energy into a strong desire for the thing itself in the first place. And of course, it's no use affirming to yourself, I'm just not going to think of that from now on, because I can assure you it will still keep on invading your mind regardless, guaranteed. The trick here, the most effective way to counter all that, is to actively throw yourself into something else which is intense enough to totally distract you. So give your mind a new focus on something that engages it powerfully. This is the best recipe for success. Do this, and your intended desire has the best chance of manifesting very strongly, even totally surprising you. Actually, of course, it will surprise you, because just like the guy in the story, you'll have completely forgotten all about it. Oh, and by the way, this forgetting strategy works well in many other situations too. For example, it can work a treat in manifesting the recovery of an item you've mysteriously misplaced. Firstly, you'll need to work up an intense emotion by asking yourself, where the hell is it, over and over again for a while. This step shouldn't be too hard, as you're already frustrated and annoyed and berating yourself big time into the bargain. In any case, the next step, of course, is to instantly forget about finding the item altogether and actively busy yourself with something else. Then lo and behold, as if like magic, you'll be given a flashback showing where it is, or you may even absent-mindedly go there and place your hand directly onto it, unknowingly. One final point, we can all sometimes fail to remember a name, so we let it go only for it to miraculously pop into the mind a little while later when we're doing something else. Traditional societies were keen observers of all such things, on all levels. They saw many similarities between the ways of the mind and the universal consciousness. All these things were noted carefully and used in many different ways to enhance the daily lives of the people who lived in those societies. And today they most certainly can be used extensively again now to enhance your daily life too.
before you go, please like and subscribe.
Thanks so much for watching.